Hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. While I cleanse the air real quick and prepare it for us to use, I want to make a couple of announcements. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who is taking the time to watch the videos, comment, react, share them, especially those of you who make sure to, even if it's just a little emoji, but you make sure to comment, you make sure to let me know or write out an actual your actual thoughts. All of those things really help me see that you truly appreciate my time and energy, and it means a lot to me. Thank you also to those of you who are subscribing to the Patreon. That is my main source of income, so thank you to those of you who support me as much as you can. Now, that being said, before we start, I want to remind you guys that, first of all, I've created a new tier on Patreon for shadow work, and I want to talk about it a little bit because it's $118.88. But that's because each shadow work session, one-on-one with me, is $125 US dollars per hour. So the shadow work tier will have 4 sessions a month. So once a week, I will be uploading shadow work, a session of shadow work plus all the tools that come with it. And I will also be uploading tarot classes and all the videos that I put in the other tiers, plus any additional content I can think of. So $118.88 once a month, I think, is more than fair. And that's why I'm explaining what thought process went into the pricing. Okay, so hope to see you there, especially if you're interested in working with your shadow side. So let's get started. This is the energy. We're looking at the energy for Cancer. We're going to make these timeless. I'm just going to try and make more of the zodiac readings so that you guys can take whatever message applies to you. So what's the energy for Cancer? We've got education. Cancer. What's the energy for Cancer? Metamorphosis and Ghostlands. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at these. Number 17, first of all. So number 17 says, you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps towards a goal or dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. All right. Let's see number 35. Education. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school and you must learn by experience. Now is the time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet. All right. Now number 25, Metamorphosis. This one says, you are in the process of deep and beautiful change. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it is never without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin or a caterpillar dies so that a butterfly can be born, you're required to release your old ideas and embrace a necessary change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of low self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habits. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you become. Okay, so somebody is in a very transformational period, but through that transformation, they're learning some lessons. So they could be reviewing the past, looking at how their actions influenced certain decisions, or vice versa, how certain decisions had certain consequences. Let's see. What's the message for Cancer? What's the message for Cancer? We start off with the Ten of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Empress, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Okay. With the Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. There is a dream here, Cancer, that you have not pursued. And I'm not sure why you haven't pursued it, but if I'm looking at the oracle cards that came out, along with the energy I see here, there could be some fear at not excelling in whatever dream you would like to pursue. So let's say you've always fantasized about painting, but you never studied painting. So you think like, I'd be a disaster. So educate yourself. Whatever it is that you dream of doing, at some point you had to walk away from this dream, but you still dream about it. You still fantasize about it. You still think about this. In fact, I would venture to say that this gives you life. But you think of it like a dream, so you only fantasize about it and then you walk away, like, get back to reality. And yet, it's a big part of your day. It excites you and scares you at the same time. I don't know. I feel like if you made a move towards whatever this is, you would build a legacy. But you is scarred, which is not unusual, you know. I just don't think you realize that the reason you're drawn to this is because it's your destiny. The reason you can't stop thinking about it, the reason that you're like, oh my God, if only I applied myself. No, but it's too late now. You're making all these excuses for not pursuing what you want to pursue. For not following your destiny, not following your fate. The thing about destiny and fate is that when there's a certain destined event or fated event, it's going to happen no matter which path you take in life. With the Ten of Wands, I feel like you have overwhelmed yourself at this point with responsibilities. I don't know, something is happening that's shifting things. With the Four of Wands, I feel like either this Empress could be a person coming into your life, or they're already in your life, that's inspiring you to pick yourself up again, to pick you. Instead of thinking about how much responsibilities you have, instead of thinking about, because that's not going to go away, right? The responsibilities don't change. So it's not like this person's going to have you being irresponsible, but they're inspiring you, and they're divinely sent to remind you what your purpose is, to remind you what you've always been curious about, what you've always been drawn to. And even if you're in the energy of, I have to be practical, I have to be practical, I have to be practical, the dream keeps creeping in because that's what you really want to do. So you're bouncing back and forth between this concept of this dream is everything. And then, no, I need to walk away from this dream. but it's so exciting. I need to walk away from it. But look at it. I need to walk away from it. Like, you know what's funny though, is that there's one card of walking away, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a major, like, yeah, it's just, you're not gonna win. I'm just gonna tell you that. At some point it's gonna kick in and you're gonna go into full gear. Because you know that this is gonna bring you some, it could be career oriented, because you know that it's gonna bring you success, recognition, status. You're basically gonna be building your own legacy. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter how scary it is. You're eventually gonna kick it into the right gear, because this is something that makes you so happy. And the doves also make me think of like divine messages. You're gonna keep getting synchronicities and alignment, proof that this is your destiny. And whoever the Empress is, could be a teacher, could be a guide, because there's someone here teaching you things that help you. Two Swords, you are going to be like in denial, but because the Two Swords is like an undercurrent, more than anything, there's going to be clarity. There'll be moments where you're like, no, I'm sure I'm lying to myself. I'm sure. But you're more curious than you are doubtful, which is a good thing. You're supposed to be. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. Got the Two of Wands, the Moon card. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. The Knight of Swords. With the Six of Pentacles. Okay. I like this, Cancer. I like it. I feel like initially you're going to start off very conservatively. So let's stick with the original example I made. Let's say that this is painting and you really want to, you don't know how, but you somehow feel like this is my destiny. You may start by paying an instructor. You may start by going to school. You're starting off on a very conservative note because this is Taurus moon energy. Yeah, but you are indulging your curiosity. You're just doing it conservatively. But in reality, you're coming together with what your destiny is. So here's the plans you make. Like, okay, I have no clue. The Moon card, there's a lot of details hidden from you. But I feel so happy for you because you've finally gotten to the point where you're done waiting for all the details. You realize, I might not know all the details, but you know what I can do? I can take action now. And I can start on something. So I don't know if you read the book Atomic Habits. If you have not, please do. That is, I used to get so triggered with that book, but it is so great. It really is. And I feel like somewhere you learned that as long as you take one step a day, at the end of the year, that's 365 steps in whatever direction you want to go. So you realize that you're like, okay, I might not know the full detail, the full scope of what I'm getting myself into, but I'm going to try. I'm going to take some action. And you do. Because you're tired of this weight just crushing you, telling you, please follow your dream. Clarify 10 of Wands. Clarify 10 of Wands. I'm going to get little Pluto in the picture here. Clarify 10 of Wands. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. How many is that? 5? Okay. So we've got the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Tower. But the Lovers. Look, I'm telling you. Remember how over here we saw the Seven of Cups, which indicates something you've been dreaming of for a long time. Before that comes the Six of Cups. So this is something you've been dreaming of since childhood. This is something that perhaps before with the Strength card, you would hold back because you thought this is a silly dream because it's something you dreamt in childhood. And you're assuming that because it's something you dreamt of for so long, it must be silly, it must be childish, it's ridiculous. But you know what? You can tell yourself that all you like. Ultimately, this makes you come alive. This little silly dream gives you life. And you can't help but start investing in it. You're just so curious. It's so tantalizing. Whatever it is, it's so tantalizing. You're like, I can't help it. I can't help it. I feel like I manifested this. So let's say the painting thing, right? Let's say that somebody just came into your neighborhood and they're a master painter and they start giving classes. You feel like, okay, that's it. That's it. There's no way I can't accept this because the universe is literally telling me I can have the life of my dreams that I've been manifesting if I just take action. And I think with the Tower, things are going to take off a lot faster than what you imagine, darling. A lot faster. Because this is meant for you. And that Tower moment that you're going to have is because the universe is trying to give you proof. This is what you were supposed to do all along. We will encourage you. It's kind of like like the universe is playing a hot and cold. You know, the I forgot if that's what they used to call it, but there was a game where people would hide something, and then for you to find it, you would take a few steps and be like, am I hot or cold? You're warm. Okay. Take a few steps this way. Getting colder. Take a few steps this way. Getting warmer. You see what I'm saying? That's what I feel like the universe is doing right now with you. They're trying to guide you by saying, when you move in this direction, nothing grows because it's cold. You weren't supposed to go in that direction. When you go in this direction, boom, it blossoms because that's the direction you were supposed to go in. Does that make sense? Okay. Clarify Four of Wands. Oh, King of Swords reversed. Clarify Four of Wands. Five of Cups. Five of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. So you have decided, and this is up to you, Cancer, but you've decided to keep this to yourself. To not really share with anyone what you're working on. You know, if you're a creator, I know I've said this before, but I'm always going to encourage people, go read the book called The War of Art, written by Stephen Pressfield. Because I feel like this is your dilemma right now. You don't want to share it with anybody because you feel like you've been let down by people who are supposed to support you. They always put up blockages. And I love the book called The War of Art because it reminds you, you don't need other people's support. It may hurt you when they fail to give it, but you don't need other people's support. You support yourself. The congratulations can come afterwards. But if you're relying on other people to support you to get where you need to go, yeah, you're already going to fail. Because people are fickle. Just because someone loves you doesn't mean it's not going to trigger them when you follow your dream, because have they followed theirs? No. So people, without realizing it, it triggers them because they'll start wondering, well, is this person going to outshine me? Do I now have to compete? Like, just don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself. Clarify the Empress. Support yourself. Clarify the Empress. Ace of Wands. Two of Pentacles. The World card, High Priestess, and the Ace of Cups. Two aces already. I stand corrected. We have the Ace of Swords already, but it came out again. Okay. So for some of you, this Empress could be a teacher that you're trying to get to, somebody that you really feel like they could you see them like the ultimate authority. So you see them as a master of whatever craft you're trying to get into. See? This Empress is connected to your fate. You know that now. So I see you trying to get to them. This might turn into some sort of epic quest. Because I feel like just as this Empress is important to your destiny, the process of how you get to this Empress is just as important. And I don't know why I feel that, but I do. You're inspired. You may have received some sort of recent inspiration on how to take action to be near the Empress, because that's how we got the Two of Wands. The Ace comes before the Two, and you're shown the overall energy came out with you taking action. So you've been inspired recently on how to take action to get near this Empress. With the Two of Pentacles, it involves, remember when I said you're going to start conservatively, starting something? You're going to juggle. You're going to juggle a couple of things. So let's say that there's a teacher. You might, okay, let me think how I'm going to word this. If you currently have a career in marketing, let's say, it's boring, but it's boring to me. Okay, other people might find it entertaining. I find marketing boring. Let's say you have a career in marketing or something like that. To get your, maybe you have a company that's willing to pay for your education. Maybe you have family that's willing to do so, or maybe it's just to get everybody off your ass. You're going to pay for it yourself, but you don't want anybody questioning. You might say you're going to school for marketing, and you're not going to lie, but the additional classes you're going to take may have to do with painting, because that's where this teacher is at. So you're doing two simultaneous things, but I feel like it also may have to do, this is global. Something about this has a global scale to it. So you may move to a different country and say that that's where the best education for marketing is at. Or maybe you'll start doing it online. Because you feel like this Empress, they have loads of knowledge that you need. But you also know that this is somebody who's not going to give that knowledge freely. You have to be someone important to them. You have to make an impression in some way. And so now you're receiving more, like you look, Cancer, you're receiving a lot of divine favor because you've got 3 aces already. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. When all the aces show up, the universe is literally opening doors. And look at it like this. Think of it like there's a tunnel and there's multiple doors in the way, and each door represents a different type of level up. 4 doors just open simultaneously for you. Well, 3, but I have a feeling the other ace will come out in a minute. So far, 3 doors have opened simultaneously for you. So you're excited. You're excited about the future. You're excited about getting close to this Empress because you can feel that everything is changing. Everything in your life is changing. Let's see. Clarify Ace of Swords. But remember, the Ghost lens is here because the process of getting to the Empress, High Priestess person is just as important as getting to them, as actually learning from them. Clarify Ace of Swords. Think of it like a quest for a video game or something. How you get certain items still counts, not just getting the item. Clarify Ace of Swords. 4 of Wands. 10 of Wands. With the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. Because see, the clarity you've received, and I don't know how this came to you, whether you were meditating, whether you were dreaming. This came to you though. Every time you try to walk away from this dream, it feels like the world just gets really heavy for you. Everything around you loses passion because you lose passion, because you're walking away from your passion. So walking away from your passion has no longer, it can't be how you live. That's what you've decided. I support that. Yeah. Because one of the reasons that I always encourage people to follow their passions is because our passions are usually in the bottom chakras, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus. Those are the ones that give you life. They're the ones connected to the 3D. So if you're living a whole life where you're not following your passion, you're most likely gonna, you know that saying of they died at 27, but their body, still alive. It's because your soul died at that age. Don't do that to yourself. And I feel like you were trying to do that to yourself, and you finally got to a point where you're like, I can't do it anymore. Clarify Page of Swords. Justice. Page of Pentacles. Six of Cups. I know that I'm not seeing this as a romantic reading. I'm seeing this as a career reading, but I am hearing the song of Macy Gray. And it's called I Try, I think. Okay. It says, games, changes, and fears. When will they go from here? When will they stop? I believe that fate has brought us here, and we should be together, babe, but we're not. I play it off, but I'm dreaming of you, and I'll keep my cool, but I'm fiending. I try to say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near. I may appear to be free, but I'm just a prisoner of your love, and I may seem all right and smile when you leave, but my smiles are just a front. And I play it off, but I'm dreaming of you, and I'll keep my cool, but I'm fiending. Here is my confession. May I be your possession. Boy, I need your touch, your love, kisses, and such. With all my might, I try, but this I can't deny. And it just keeps going. So this is how you feel no matter what we're talking about. If this is painting, when you're not near this, you lose life. And whether it's a person, whatever this is, because it's a general reading, it'll apply differently. So with Justice here, you may have a contract you need to get out of. So if this is painting, let's say that you had already started a different hobby that you had taken a contract out for. That means you need to end that contract for you to be able to focus on this. If you had a job, but you want this one, same thing. Like there's going to have to be a transition here. We do see metamorphosis. There is a transition, but you are taking action now. You learned your lesson. You're a student. Both the Ghost Lens and education. We're talking about learning lessons. Only go to the past when you're trying to review your actions, and only look to the future when you're setting goals. But don't stay stuck on either one. Stay present, because the present, the journey, the quest is just as important as where you're trying to get. So with the Six of Cups, you are looking at the past. You are examining it. I think you're trying to figure out how you got to where you're at. And that's okay. But like I said, just don't stay stuck there. Learn the lessons that come with it. Break the contracts, move forward. Clarify King of Contracts, King of Pentacles. Clarify King of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. And the Sun card. The Star. I think this may have to do, yeah, this has to do with the dream. Because remember, we had the Knight of Cups over here. I think you're trying to figure out how to express to this person you're trying to approach, or entity, company, whatever. You're trying to figure out how to express just how important they are to you, how you want to work with them. So you're trying to figure out, how can I say that? So let's say that this is a company you've always wanted to work with. You're trying to write a cover letter for your resume that lets them know why you're so invested in this company. If this is a teacher, but you will take their course, but you also would like, you know, you want to stand out to them. You're doing the same thing. You're writing a letter saying how valuable this person is to you, why you're investing in them. Remember, the Knight of Cups was the one indicating your dream. So this is somebody who, as a Queen of Cups, they have solidified. They intuitively do what you're trying to do. I don't know what that is, but you're trying to learn off of them. And it's like they impress you. I think it's because the star and the sun, you see them like they're larger than life. For those of you who understand MBTI and cognitive functions, I believe that this Empress naturally uses a cognitive function that maybe you're weak in, and you're trying to strengthen it by observing this person. But I do think that you're going to grow a lot. You're just going to have to put yourself on student mode, but you can definitely grow. Okay? So that's what I got for you, Cancer. I hope that this gave you, I don't know, some comfort, some guidance, some answers. Even if it didn't apply to you, I hope you can still take what you can and put it in your pocket for later, okay? I look forward to feedback on this as usual, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.